possession-wise in the second half and overall in the game, at about 80-20. As the Wolves now regain possession at midfield, and Martinez just punches back into the attacking third for the Braves. Almost now on the pressure. And Gill decides to play it back. Deflection off of one of the Braves, and back to the Wolves it goes. Down the left side of the field, intended for Octavio Romero, the junior. Sails out of bounds for a Braves throw-in. Braves on a short throw and ultimately just give that ball back. So it is a Wolves throw-in here with in the 14th minute in the second half. The Braves working from right to left, down 1-0 against the Smid Tech Wolves. And Nold playing some strong defense here for the Braves. And they ultimately win a throw-in. Noel now doesn't know that he can switch the field, decides to go upfield, and a smart choice that was. Sarmiento now playing the ball down to Gill on the right side of the field. And ultimately rolls all the way to the keeper. Keeper gets rid of the ball and has a sky ball, really, all the way back to Torres. He punches it back out with his head to Rodriguez. Flick on from Gill. It's no good as the Wolves earn the ball back, but it is a Bosco throw-in here right at about midfield. In the 13th minute now, 1-0 is your score. Bosco down to the Smid Tech Wolves out of Los Angeles, who have really been outplayed possession-wise. The Braves also providing more chances for themselves, but the only thing that matters is the score. And right now they're down 1-0 here late in the second half. As the Wolves kind of lose possession between two players, or between two teammates, I should say. Lose the ball out of bounds to the Braves. So a long throw into the box, and Bosco maintains possession and jostles out of bounds for another Braves throw-in. And a substitute for your Braves as Espitia is going to be coming into the game. The sophomore will replace Alex Olmos, the senior. So almost getting some rest his first time with a break here since starting the game as well. So a long throw for the Braves is punched back out, and Martinez is going to play safe and play back all the way to Torres. Torres does have Nold on the near side of the field, does play to him. Nold still with possession, decides to have a service inside the box. And the ball lands at Sarmiento's feet, but it is a Braves foul. So Sarmiento really, I think he was just about to tee that up and let loose. As the referee is trying to pull Sarmiento towards him and talk to both him and a Smid Tech player. I'm sorry, it was Gill. And he makes them shake hands as the parents and fans here have somewhat of a laugh before the ball is back into play. So the referee making sure there's no no more physicality, really, or tempers flaring, I should say, between the two players, and makes them shake hands. Ball in play now. As Nold strong on the ball, heads it to one of his teammates. That is Torres now. Trying to go out wide to Proust, and that sails out of bounds for Wolves throw-in. 11 minutes left here in the second half as the official timekeeper is on the field, the head referee. 1-0 your score. The Wolves on top of your Braves. The Braves playing an even better half and a long ball now, up all the way up to Gill. And Gill's muscled out of any pressure there, and ultimately that lands in the keeper's hands, and he fires the ball away. Rodriguez now right at midfield, finds Proust on the left side. The overlapping run by Carpentier. Decides to play back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez looking for Proust along the near side of the field. It is a Braves throw-in, and they're attacking third. Yes, Proust looking over his options, decides to fire it away inside the box. A bouncing ball, and that is punched out of pressure from the Wolves. Martinez now on the throw for the Braves. A quick restart. And Torres now. And Rodriguez plays the ball up the field and punched way out of bounds from the Wolves. They'll have to get a spare ball here. As Rodriguez in the attacking third. It is ultimately, I did not see that cross the goal line, but it is a corner kick. I thought it was going to be a throw-in, but it is a corner kick for the Braves. And Rodriguez with a line drive kick, and that's punched out of the 18-yard box and out of bounds for a Braves throw-in near midfield. Is in the 8th minute now in the second half. They are down 1-0, your Braves, after really dominating this game, possession-wise, scoring chances-wise, and shots on target and shots, period. A deflection now from Proust, and that sails into the keeper's hands of the Wolves. So the threat is ultimately put out there by the keeper after a smart pickup there inside the box, and Torres now kind of miscues off of his left boot, and Martinez forced to play some very smart defense and does so along the near side of the field to Proust, and he loses possession. And onside is the Wolves, and a long ball in for a goal for the Wolves. So a long ball along the near side of the field, and they capitalize again. That is going to be one of their captains. That is Fabricio Quesada on a long breakaway along the near side of the field. It really just finishes that with some skill there as he finds the far post and buries it into the back of the net. So 2-0 your score. Somewhat of a frustrating game here for your Bosco Braves as they've really been dominant offensively and defensively, and 2 mistakes from the Braves costing 2 goals. As hopefully this is somewhat of an experience they can take away from and really bring it into league, as dominating the game doesn't mean anything. If you don't finish, you're ultimately going to not win the game, obviously. So a bad foul and no call there by the referee, as now there's the foul call, as Bosco showing some of their frustration here late in the second half with just 7 minutes left to go. They now find themselves in a hole 2-0 here after really dominating this game. Rodriguez fires the ball away after a foul call near midfield off of one of the Bosco players' heads and into the keeper's hands. Wouldn't have counted in any other further possession there offensively because the flag was up for an offsides. As a handball call here right at midfield. And it will be Braves' free kick here after a handball. Decide to play a short ball to Martinez. He has a service inside the box and off of one of the Bosco's heads. I believe that was Sarmiento or Gill. And it sails out of bounds for a Wolves goal kick. Bosco, though, playing some good soccer as of late. They are on a 4-game unbeaten streak. 3 wins, 1 tie. That tie coming yesterday against Woodrow Wilson. So they are playing decent soccer here in the preseason. Of course, ultimately you want to be playing your best in the Trinity League, which starts on January 9th against Santa Margarita. As the Braves did finish with a 13-game, winning 13 games last season under head coach David Sabat, losing in the third round of CIF to San Clemente 2-1. It is a free kick now for Rodriguez down the middle of the field, about 40 yards out. Decides to have a go, and that is right over the crossbar. He tried to bend that one into the far post. And just out of bounds for a Wolves goal kick. And Gill now on the top of the 18-yard box tries to have a rolling service, and that falls just short and cleared out of bounds by the Wolves. Just 4.5 left to go here. Down 2-0 here in the second half. Your Bosco Braves trying to find something offensively here to keep themselves into this game. They, of course, have been dominant throughout this game and really have 2 defensive miscues that ultimately led to the goals for Smid Tech. As the goal scorer now, Fabricio loses the ball to Carpentier, and Carpentier weighing over his options ultimately gives that ball up on the near side of the field, and Fabricio now with a cross inside the box, and very calmly Martinez plays it back to Koba, and he clears the ball out of the danger zone. As there is a injured player on the far side of the field. One of the Smid Tech Wolves is on the ground. He bounces right back up very quickly and lets his coach know that he wants to stay in this game. He is kind of hobbling back defensively. Off the knee of one of the Wolves and to Gill, and his header goes wide of the net there and sails out of bounds for a Wolves goal kick. With 3:02 left to go here, the official timekeeper is on the field, the head referee, and Nold plays a ball off one of the Wolves' hands, and referee says play on. Rodriguez now finds Gill along the near side of the field, attacking third now, decides to have a cross, and a nice play by the keeper. Proust trying to finish the ball, and Sarmiento now trying to finish as well. A little scramble inside the box, and the Braves can't put the ball in the back of the net. Proust and Sarmiento with the chances there, and the keeper coming up with a couple big saves there for Smid Tech. Ball sails out of bounds for the Braves on a throw-in now. Just a few minutes left here in the second half. They decide to play a short game along the far side of the field. It is Bosco throwing again. Your Braves down 2-0 here. The last few minutes, trying to put some pressure on them. Find the back of the net. There's a little flick inside the box. Does not work, and it is scrummed out by the Wolves, and they look to counterattack here as Noel, the last defender, and very calmly trying to pull them off sides, and he would have done so, and the ball rolls all the way back to Koba, the Braves keeper. Decides to punch it out very quickly here, and Gill trying to work his way into some possession, and sophomore substitute has a bit of a go, and he has a goal. I was going to say the sophomore substitute, Luis Espitia, had a nice job there, really shielding off the defender, turning and having a volley, and finding the far side of the net on the right side of the goal and puts one away. So 2-1 here with just a few minutes left. As I was going to say, he had nice technique on that turn and strike on a volley, and